Oof. Last night I watched. It's on PBS. Like it's Anwar or something and company, and it was very similar to the stuff that's being talked about going on. You got to understand when you were a kid, and I think some people still have this delusion, that PBS was the most independent and most reliable because it wasn't a corporate news station. It was public news, and it's like no. If you watch PBS, you have things and they raise money and say you're a part of it and it's funded by viewers like you, but that's an illusion, guys. All the biggest mega moguls, okay, huge mega moguls and corporations that are the ones that run most of the corporations that are the consumer driven corporations on the networks. Okay. Run PBS. So PBS is a lot like NASA. Okay. Where you thought, oh my gosh, this is the nicest organization in the world. They wouldn't be a part of genocide or global population management. You don't think that, but they are. So PBS, it's actually the one I watch the least because it's the most depressing. Because you would think, it's from what you're taught as a kid when I was growing up, Sesame Street and all that stuff, that they would have stuff that would be more hopeful. That they would have stuff that would, maybe the Bible's right. Maybe we can apply the physics of forgiveness. That they would have something resembling that, and it's not depressing anymore. It was when, back when they wrote down the book of Revelation. Okay. Constantine, Machiavelli, Jeffrey Hinton sitting there saying, it's a very important time now. This is good. And so you got to understand that the over the top exaggerations and manipulations of, the reason why sci-fi, okay, and so many people in sci-fi, why Asimov is the way he is and the way other people, it's a worldwide phenomenon, okay, is because of what they're doing with science and what they've been doing with science for thousands of years, okay, to manipulate people, okay, with mythology and manipulation to keep the masses, oh my God, it's illiteracy, the only thing that make money, slave drive, the tables are turned. Now, he wasn't being arrogant about Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie fulfilled religious documentation that's understood worldwide, and it was obvious. And then it was obvious that the Europeans, okay, were trying to manipulate the prophecy, okay, so it wouldn't be true, because it really made them look bad. Okay. Same thing that's happening now with diverse groups that that don't want to be the bad. This for prophecy, all prophecy is Jesus told me, for all prophecy is self-fulfilling. So you get it. And all forms of prophecy in written word, like Muhammad explained, we know in the Bible and the Quran, but just the stories in the Bible, and all religious stories are, all prophecy is self-fulfilled, and all written word is manipulated, okay, until the apocalypse, which is now, okay, by human beings to manipulate and mass murder the masses to give them delusions of power through manipulation and then say it's power and control. It's like, no, power and the glory is Jehovah, is God, is Allah, is Jah. Usan if you're Apache, okay. If you're an Apache, their word for God is Usan. And the understanding of an omniscient, omnipotent essence of all life, okay, is very prevalent in most Native American, most, not all, most Native American religious understandings. Same within the Middle East. It's just most surviving religions, okay, have an omniscient, omnipotent essence of all life. That's God. It's not, Hinduism. Hinduism is a mass form of comic book manipulation by Indian scientists throughout the years that have worked with the power groups to manipulate the masses because it makes them feel powerful. It's a brain chemical addiction, guys. The same with the people for the Vatican that try to control the ones that see the reason why they had all the problems they did with what's his name, Galileo, and all that is because you can't be too smart and you can't explain things too well. It's fucking with our propaganda for genocide to remain in power. Okay. Like the reasons why they murdered Malcolm X, the reasons why they murdered the Kennedys, the reason why they murdered, and why King got murdered, and they allowed King to be murdered, okay, because he was just as dangerous as the Kennedys and X. Yeah, he had public and social ambitions, and yeah, he was trying to be the good house Negro, and do as he was told to get good black folks a chance to upward mobility, right? Because it was just part of the process in the changing landscape of the stuff. But he was murdered because they had to allow that. Okay, this is what happens. You need protection, the instability of the government. Here's what happens with these. So it's all just, G.I. Joe, he's part of the plan. He goes and puts his missiles in other people's lands. We're all little boys and we play with dangerous toys. We got the guns that go bang, bang to shoot with, right? And so and that's just to make money. Okay, that's not fulfilling the Gospels. That's not, Larry Blackman doesn't say, hey, let's forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, so I don't have little hotties waiting outside to suck my dick because I'm a celebrity, I'm a star, And it's like, and that's their, I want to have dinner with Gershwin, want to watch Rembrandt sketch, and it's like, oh, please, just knock it the fuck off. Okay. You'd much rather date Michelle Bowen, okay, and go out on a date with her and have it not be monitored by corporations and federal governments and not be in debt and trespass and not have people manipulating and telling you what to do with make-believe money and kiss her and watch the sun rise and the sunset with her and, than you would with Cat Valdez, okay? Do you understand? An arrogant person that's flying all across the world for marketing, thinking they're empowering women by giving them the opportunity to break glass ceilings to make more money, to manipulate more people in genocidal operations because you're brain chemically addicted to it because of your sexual choices. Okay. So you got to understand what's going on. Now, I'm very uncomfortable right now. And, the more I tell them, okay, I'm not doing this, the more abusive they get. And it's like, no, and then you get people, we're going to cure diseases. Everybody in their right minds knows the cure to diseases is stopping genocide operations, okay, through philanthropy. Everybody knows this. Anybody who's intelligent, okay, sits and watches TV is what the fuck are these people talking about? Okay. The way to end disease. We've known this since the 1980s, guys. There's a lady, they have videos of it at your local libraries, a lady that testified before Congress, okay, about cancer, okay. We all have cancer cells in our body, and cancer cells are the way the body humanely shuts itself down if there's too much toxins, and that include the biggest toxin of all that shuts people down from cancer is undue, irrational, consistent, abusive stress. Now, the way that the wealthy and the famous have circumvented, okay, cancer, okay, is by cleaning out the body from the disgusting toxins that most of us are constantly exposed to. Okay. And then alleviating stress by using drugs to cause brain damage in the body to make themselves feel not guilty for doing what they're addicted to. Okay, that's why people want the meds. Most of you are getting your meds so you can do a brave man once asked of me what to be or not to be, and I said, well, why ask me? 'Cause suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. And you can do it with me if you please. Boop, boop, boop. And then they're going to fly the mother to Washington, D.C. It's going to be National Fentanyl Awareness Week. And the handsome little boys, young man's, teenagers, boys, photograph is going to be on the billboards in Times Square. It was on the El Paso News this week. I was like, oh, God, that is horrid. Isn't it, though? Have your Andy Warhol minute. Your kid was depressed and killed himself. He committed suicide. And he had a very cute and sweet mom, but he just didn't see any hope in the world. He couldn't feel hope in the world. That poor people were going to be saved by the one they all talk about in myth. The Spirit of Jesus, right? And they think I'm an egomaniac. And they think, I sat and watched some of Marry Me last night, right? And the Robert Goulet scene, I'm like, I don't want to kiss right now. I've got a cold sore from, trying to survive chemical poisoning from, the people that make people on TV, multimillionaires, brain chemical accident, and people that, you need relaxium sleep. You need to cause brain damage to yourself to let go of being awake and be able to have your brain, say that the Wi-Fi assaults are not happening. I can sleep. I sleep. Okay. I don't sleep like a baby. I sleep like, oh, here they go again. Hi, we're going to fuck you in the head. If we fuck you too hard, you're too good at shifting much of our technology, and we don't want to shut too much of it down today. So we'll take it easy on your brains. Oh, thanks, you're swell. Sweethearts. Yeah. And so that's how they are. And you're just like, what the fuck? It's nuts. Okay. Well, let's see if we can load this one. I didn't realize how long I was going. Okay, peace out.